Like what was it about Russell and John that kind of piqued your curiosity about Christ?
Well, they had joy. They weren't following the crowd.
I love that.
They had purpose. They weren't being intimidated by the so-called the guys that were making most of the noise. And I knew that there was something on the inside that was different. And obviously, when I got to know them, I know why they were different is because it was Jesus on the inside living through them.
That's it. And it's so important for all of us to understand, like the fruit, having the fruit of the spirit, allowing the light of Christ to shine
Oh,
through us. Because today, like it's so, and I'm not here to judge, but at the same time, truth is truth. Lukewarm Christianity is at an all-time high, right?
oh,
And it's so important for us to really live out what we're speaking about, right?
and Travis, that's so important because we never know who's watching us.
Mm,
In fact, I was telling one of our players not too long ago, I made a commitment when I got saved that I was going to live by example. And my thinking was, if I'm doing what they're doing, if I'm doing everything that they're doing, and then I begin to try and tell them about Jesus, they're going to look at me and they're going to say, "Hey, your walk don't match your talk." And so this is something that's important to me. I tell our guys, my commitment to you is to live by example.
that's it.
If you see something in my life that isn't right, you got the freedom to come and call me out. Now, if I see something in your life, I'm going to come and call you out.
That's
My commitment to you is to live by example.
that's it. How do you build? Speaking of that, like how were you able to build those relationships to be able to be real with these guys and tell them what's right and right from wrong?
Well, one, they saw consistency. I remember sitting with Bubba. Bubba, there was about 5 or 6 of us guys. We was tight.
Okay.
If there was something that we were doing wrong, one of those guys was there. If there was something that we were doing right, one of those guys was there. So it meant, to answer your question, to be consistent. You know, many times folks get saved and they lose their friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't lose my friends. They continued to be my friends, but when I knew that they were going to be involved with things that I knew wasn't going to benefit my walk with God, that is where I drew the line. But we always had friendships. But so they saw something different. They by the way I talked,
That's
by
right.
the way I acted. Now I want to read my Bible. Now I want to go to church. Now I want to tell others about Jesus. So those other things that I was doing that I know wasn't right, all of a sudden they began to see it, and they began to say, "Man, there's something different about this guy." In fact, one time, my friend Butchie and I was tight. I'd gone home to visit my family in the summer, and Butchie was telling his friend Shorty about me. He said that guy changed overnight. He said that guy changed overnight.
Let's
And I'm saying
go.
to myself, wow, wow. In fact, I was home this summer too, brother, and we were in a summer league championship basketball game, and I got MVP,
Let's go.
and I gave the MVP to one of the other guys on the other team. And this summer, I was home, and I was at a restaurant with a friend of mine, and some guy that was there, he said, "I remember that time, man. You was in that summer league tournament. You won. You got MVP, and you gave your MVP trophy to the other guy on the other team. You see, brother, it just didn't have the place that it used to have after I got saved."
Right. Well, and it's interesting that you bring that up. If you can, tell the audience the importance of it's okay to be set apart. It's okay to be different. And how do we go about practically doing that? Because so far too often we see all these things culturally in the world, and we feel like we have to be like the world to seem cool. And it's okay. It's cool to be a Christian. It's awesome to be a Christian. So, what practical ways would you recommend?
One is let your life speak. You know, let them see. You know, there were times when after I got saved, Travis, Butchie might say, "Hey, you go ahead and take the first. You go ahead and take the first sip." Obviously, it was alcohol.
Right.
And I remember telling Butch, "Hey, Butch, you know what, man? Man, I want to be an example to you guys." And so when those opportunities came up, you said something,
Right.
but you didn't say it in a judgmental, holier than thou Pharisee. You they just knew that there was something different about you. And
Exactly.
so when those moments, well, I went to the prom. Well, I went to my high school prom. I just got saved. Brother, I was like a fish out of water. Brother, I didn't even dance with my girlfriend. Well, my other friends danced with my girlfriend.
How
I
she feel
told
about that?
I was a brand new Christian. But you know what, brother? The reason why I was miserable because there wasn't anything at that prom that attracted Jesus.
Yep.
See, but I was a brand new Christian. I didn't know.
Right.
But then Russell and John, they began to be like big brothers to me. I remember going down the court, brother. I dropped an F bomb on the referee. And after the ball game, John said, "Hey, Ed, I know you got saved, but hey, we got to do something about that language." See, I know you got saved. So to answer your question, is to be who you are and be who you are all the time. And when the opportunity arises to step up and be who you're supposed to be, step up and be who you're supposed to be. And what they do is they respect you.
Absolutely.